What is up, YouTube? I'm your boy, Mr. Bradley. Today, it will just be me making these picks. I have T-Ball's picks here. He is not with us today. Sorry to say, he's got some family stuff he's got going on. Hey, man, more power to you. We love you here on the Heated Waves podcast. And for all you new subscribers or anybody who is listening out there, don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and comment if you would like to. Week 3 picks. Let me go over Week 2 real quick, how we did. It was kind of a crazy week in football for Week 2 picks. A lot of picks that me and T-Ball picked initially should have been game locks, but the way the NFL season's going this year, anything's up for grabs, and some tough losses on some of these picks. Let me just go over it real quick. T-Ball went 8-8 this week, so overall that puts him at 18-13-1. I went 9-7, just a game above him, and overall I am 19-12-1, so I have a one-game lead over T-Ball with our picks through week 2. That may change on week 3. We have tons of different picks.
Easier for you to take yourself away from things we all go through. Yeah. But if you knew that it was killing me, yeah, it's killing me, would you?
With that being said, let's get right into it with the first pick. Let's talk about this Eagles and Lions game. T-Ball picked the Eagles. The Eagles are at home. They're 1-1. They're facing the Detroit Lions, who are 1-0-1. Yes, they have a tie. They tied week 1, if you guys remember, but came out and beat the Chargers last week. Philly lost a tough game last week. I think it's going to be a bounce-back week for them. I think me and T-Ball are on the same slate here, picking the Eagles. I think the Eagles had just such a tough loss last week when they played Julio Jones and the Falcons, and there's no reason why they should have lost that. They need to stay in the hunt with the undefeated Dallas Cowboys, because Dallas is going to go in there this week and probably get another win. So the Eagles are going to have to lock this one down and win, and I do believe that they're going to win this game. It's kind of hard to pick the Eagles with all those key injuries, but I do think they're going to get it done here because, like I said, bounce back week. Eagles for both of us, me and T-Ball. All right, next game's a pretty easy one. I think everybody besides Jets fans will pick the Jets. It's going to be the Jets at the Patriots. The Jets just look like trash this year. They're 0-2. I mean, they just don't have much going for them. They lost so many players. I think they're down to their third-string quarterback this week. The Patriots are obviously 2-0, playing some pretty soft teams the first 2 weeks, and then get to have this week 3 where they get to play the Jets. The Patriots are 73-point differential this season, which is insane. They're beating teams by 73 points. But like I said, they played a couple pretty easy ones. Last week they beat the shit out of Miami Dolphins. And really, I think me and T-Ball have the same pick at Patriots. He picked the Patriots. I picked the Patriots. There's no reason why they should lose this game. If they lost this game, wow, somebody's making some money in the betting books if they're betting on the Jets this week. So let's roll on. Obviously, we both have the Patriots. Nothing else to say here. I mean, there's not much to go on with this game. I think we all are safe to say the Patriots are going to get an easy win this week. Moving on. Next game is going to be the Raiders at Vikings, both 1-1. These are both two good teams. Head coach John Gruden for Oakland is 4-0 career record versus the Vikings. Keep that in mind. T-Ball picked the Vikings at home. I see why you picked them. They're playing at home, all that good stuff. But I'm going to have to sadly go with the Raiders on this one. I think they have a real good team here. Look, they lost to the Chiefs last week, but that's the Kansas City Chiefs, the best offense in the game. So let's put that aside. Let's talk about this. The Vikings have held opponents under 200 passing yards in each of their last 5 of 6 games. Derek Carr has fewer than 200 passing yards in 3 of his last 4 games. That's a big spin here. But like I said, I picked the Raiders. I feel like this team actually has a lot of hope after the Antonio Brown, him doing his thing and being gone. This tight end they have, Waller, man, this guy's a big guy. I told you last week he was going to do great, and he did. I thought they were going to get the win last week, but ultimately they didn't. That's okay. The Packers, if you remember, did beat the Vikings, so both these teams are hungry, looking for a win, but I got to pick the Raiders on the road this week. I just like them. So look for the Raiders to win this game. All right, next game is going to be, I believe, the game of the week. Next game is going to be the 2-0 Baltimore Ravens traveling to none other than Kansas City, Missouri, to play those Kansas City Chiefs, who are undefeated, just looking ridiculously good this year. I'm not even a big-time Chiefs fan. Yes, I like the team because they play here as long as they're not playing my Green Bay Packers, of course. Then I obviously have to go with my Packers. But I think this is going to be the game of the week this week, ultimately because we got two of the best offenses, two of the best quarterbacks in the league right now. Speaking of that, let's go over some stats real quick. Lamar Jackson is 2-0, like I said, for the Ravens. He is throwing for 72 completion percentage, 10.5 yards per attempt on passes, 7 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, and 145.2 passer rating. Ridiculous. Slide on over to Patrick Mahomes. Insert him, 2-0, 71.4% completion percentage, just 0.6 less than Lamar Jackson, 10.7 yards per attempt, just barely above Lamar Jackson, 7 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, and 136.3 passer rating, almost identical stats. This is insane. This is why I'm saying it's going to be the game of the week. This is actually a pretty tough game to pick for me. The Chiefs have won 9 straight games in the month of September. Damn, looks like a lock there for them. KC is the only team in the NFL with 3 different players with 150 receiving yards through week 2. Baltimore is the only team with 2 different players with 200 receiving yards through week 2. These teams are so identical. It's insane on offense right now, the way they're playing. They're playing lights out offense. The defenses are pretty damn good. Look, obviously the Ravens have a better defense stats-wise and players-wise on the field than the Chiefs, but the Chiefs actually are playing pretty damn good defense. The only problem I see with the Chiefs defensively is the pass game. If they should go over there and grab Jalen Ramsey, even though he's kind of a little drama queen, but that is a lockdown corner. Moving on with some of this, the Chiefs have allowed 18 points per game at home since 2018. 31.3 points per game allowed on the road. Good thing they're playing at fucking Arrowhead, so they got the Arrowhead. They have the Arrowhead advantage on that one. Learn from your mistakes, Ravens. Since their loss in Chiefs in Week 14, 2018, the Ravens have won 5 straight regular season games, longest active winning streak in the NFL. I love this. Entering Week 3, Patrick Mahomes leads the NFL with 821 passing yards, while Lamar Jackson leads all quarterbacks with 126 rushing yards. This is just going to be one phenomenal game. I love it. This is almost, to me, like the AFC Championship preview. This game right here, these two teams, if they keep rolling on. But this sucks, man. Someone's got to be a loser in this game. T-Ball picked the Chiefs. I picked the Chiefs at home. I think they're going to roll on. I think Patrick Mahomes is just too fucking good right now. Nobody can figure him out. I understand it's only 2 weeks of football, but usually what happens in the first 2 weeks of football, teams are rusty. They're slower. They're harder to get out of the gates. They got the shit going. You know, they're working up to some real fast-paced games, but not Patrick Mahomes and not Andy Reid and the Chiefs, man. They've been out the gate on fire, and so is Lamar Jackson and the Ravens. But this is going to be a great game. So we both got the Chiefs, and man, I can't wait to watch this game Sunday. Next game is the 1-1 Falcons going to the Indianapolis Colts. Both 1-1. The Falcons are 2-14 all time versus the Colts. Doesn't seem very fun for the Falcons to play the Colts if they're 2-14 all time against them. Maybe they can get a bounce back week this week. We'll find out. T-Ball has the Falcons win this game on the road. I like your pick, T-Ball, but I'm going to have to go the opposite way with the Colts at home this year. They're looking for a win. The only problem with the Colts I have is their star linebacker, Darius Leonard, is out with the concussion. They got Jabal Sheard, he's out. Their defensive end with a knee injury, questionable. T.Y. Hilton with quadriceps. Running back Marlon Mack, and their other running back Jonathan Williams. Man, they got some injuries out there. But I think Jacoby Brissett's playing a little bit better than what I thought they would be. It will be one of the 2 of the 5 wins they get this year in my eyes. I think they'll take this game against the Falcons. Julio Jones is really, and Calvin Ridley is all that the Falcons really have. Yeah, they came off a pretty good win last week. Calvin Ridley has the most touchdowns, 8 in the month of September since 2018 of all wide receivers. I love Calvin Ridley, especially on fantasy. I got him on fantasy. Thank you, Calvin Ridley. But I just think the Colts are too strong here. The Falcons are really up and down in T-Ball's words, wishy-washy. most of the time. I just don't think they can get it done here. Like I said, T-Ball picked the Falcons. I picked the Colts. Moving on to the next game. All right, the next game is the 0-2 Denver Broncos. Shout out to my old lady for being a fan. Shout out to Winston and all you other Denver Broncos fans playing my Green Bay Packers, who are 2-0, baby. Woo! I'm loving it, baby. Let's go over some key facts here in this game before I tell you me and T-Ball's picks, but you probably already know since I'm kind of wearing the shirt, gives you off the hint. Don't forget, Joe Flacco sucks, T-Ball. Wish you were here so I could talk some shit to you about it. So don't forget to watch our video after this one. It's since 2013, Joe Flacco is 5-13 versus other Super Bowl winning quarterbacks, 0-1 versus Aaron Rodgers. Keep that in mind. Love and Lambeau, if you will. Aaron Rodgers is 12-2-1 record in his last 15 starts in Green Bay. Let's go out there and get that 13th one. Then Emmanuel Sanders is the only Broncos player with a receiving touchdown this season. Really? Come on, Broncos. Come on, T-Ball. If Joe Flacco's all that good, wouldn't he throw a few more touchdowns to somebody else? The wrong side of history for the Broncos. The Broncos have never made the playoffs after starting a season 0-2 in their 60-year franchise. That's crazy in history for them. That's crazy. Obviously, me and T-Ball picked the Packers. I just think the Packers' defense have really stepped it up this year. If anybody watches the Packers over the last 2, 3, 4 years, you know that we have not had a defense. Aaron Rodgers is always playing from behind, and that doesn't bode well for a team. When your defense is giving up 30 points a fucking game, how do you come back and always have to play from behind and win those games? You just can't. But this year they have a defense. They've locked down the Chicago Bears everybody thought was going to be the Super Bowl winning team this year, and they barely escaped Denver last week. We beat Chicago, so I think we'll roll on because of that. The only problem I have with Denver is their run game, and they have a phenomenal run game. That two-headed monster. We believe the Packers are going to get it done at home. This is the second of the 3 straight games at home. And Packers play pretty well at home. I'm sorry for all you Broncos fans, but we got to roll on with the Packers. Go, Pack, go. All right, the next game's a pretty boring-ass game. I think we all know who's going to win this game. This is just laughable because the Dolphins are terrible. It's the Dolphins 0-2 at the 2-0 Cowboys. Cowboys are just rolling this year, as much as it pains me to say. I do love Ezekiel Elliott. I think he's one of the greatest running backs I've ever seen play the game. I just wish he didn't play for the Cowboys. With that being said, the Dolphins are absolute garbage this year. Just like I said before the game started, or any of the regular season games started, I said in preseason, watch. Dolphins will be the worst team in the NFL. And so far they are. Fucking pathetic. So easily we both picked the Cowboys. Let's mark that one off. I don't even really need to go into any more details other than the fucking if you have Ezekiel Elliott on your fantasy this week, wow, you're gonna get a lot of points because this Miami team is treacherous. They're terrible, horrible, whatever you want to call it. Cowboys are gonna steamroll. Next game. All right, the next one is the Bengals at Bills. The Bills are surprisingly 2-0, everybody. Bengals 0-2. Bills seeking first start, 3-0 start since 2011. Hell, I didn't even know in 2011 they were 3-0. But that was 8 years ago. This is just crazy to me. Let me just go off and tell you that T-Ball did pick the Bengals. He also picked the Bengals last week, and they lost. T-Ball, sorry to my 49ers and Jimmy G. I told you, man. I tried to tell you. But like I said, T-Ball picked the Bengals. I just think the Bills are just... There's something good going on with the Bills right now, and I'm not going to pick against them at home, not being 2-0 going in and playing an 0-2 game or an 0-2 team at home. I think the Bills are going to get this game. I really do. I picked the Bills to win this game. Not much more to say than that. I mean, neither team really has anything else going good for them, offensively or defensively. The Bills are playing pretty good defense. The Bills' defense is pretty stellar. I think that's a key point here to focus on of why they're 2-0 and why I picked the Bills next game. It's going to be the Giants at the Buccaneers. The Giants are obviously 0-2, and big news, Daniel Jones, if you haven't heard, is making his first career start. I don't know what the Giants seen after 2 weeks. to just be like, you know what? Drastic change. We're going to put in Daniel Jones. But hey, anybody can ball. I mean, look what's going on over there with the Jaguars and Minshew. That kid nobody knew who he was. He's a rookie. He's balling. Maybe it'll happen for Daniel Jones. Saquon Barkley is going to continue to play very well. But I just don't like the Bucs. I don't think they're that great. I mean, obviously they're 1-1. They've won their first game week 1. The Giants have just looked like trash, and I think it was time for a change. That's kind of why they're putting in Daniel Jones. So let's hope for the best with the Giants. And actually, me and T-Ball picked the Giants on this one. And Saquon's going to rush all over this Buccaneers defense, unless it's the Buccaneers defense we seen last week. But, hey, anything can happen. I'm wishing the best for Daniel Jones as his first career rookie start. Maybe he'll get it. Hopefully he'll get that win for us and their first win and turn everybody's eyes around. Because you remember in the draft, all these Giants fans are like, oh my God, the worst pick you could ever make, picking Daniel Jones, our first pick. What the fuck? Well, eventually Eli Manning had to have someone, come in behind him. He can't play forever, and he's not that great. He's declining. We see that week after week, and maybe that's what the coach seen, and that's why they benched him, and they're going to put in Daniel Jones. I just don't like the way they did it to Eli Manning. He's a Super Bowl quarterback. I mean, come on. The next game is the Steelers at 49ers. Steelers are coming off a tough loss last week. They lost Ben Roethlisberger. I don't know what to do here. Like, this is terrible for the Steelers. This isn't the Steelers team we know. This isn't the Steelers team we've watched for years. I just don't think this bodes well for them playing at 49ers. 49ers are 2-0. They whooped the Bengals last week. Mason Rudolph is going to get the start and his first career start for the Steelers, and that's a lot of pressure coming in as your first career start. Playing a 2-0 team that is very hot with Jimmy G. I think the Steelers are going to lose this game. Sorry to all you Steelers fans, my bro-in-law, Cherie. Sorry, guys, but 49ers, Jimmy G looks hot after last week. I think they're going to steamroll the Steelers, to be honest with you. I think this is the worst case scenario you could see for the Steelers. They lost Le'Veon Bell. They lost Antonio Brown. And now they've lost Ben Roethlisberger to injury. Of course, the other two went off in free agency and trade. But I'm just saying that's 3 core players that made this team a great offense. And without Ben Roethlisberger especially, I don't think they have a chance. T-Ball picked the Steelers. I don't know if he knows that Ben Roethlisberger got hurt last week or not, bud. But damn sure can't pick them. I'm picking the 49ers. They're going to roll this game. T-Ball picked the Steelers. Next game, another disappointing game. Saints at Seahawks. Seahawks are 2-0. Seahawks have won 6 straight games at home. They're playing at home. This don't bode well for the Saints. Saints are without Drew Brees for at least 4 to 6 weeks with that ligament tear in his finger. Teddy Bridgewater ain't going to get it done. Sorry, Saints fans. I'm really sorry. I apologize, but it just can't happen. It's not going to happen. T-Ball actually picked the Saints. Again, I don't know if he knows Drew Brees is out in this game and it's Teddy Bridgewater. That's laughable to me, T-Ball. Sorry. Hey, man, it's just my opinion versus yours and picks versus picks, but I have to go with the Seahawks at home. Russell Wilson is so fucking good. He does everything for this team. Now they have even a better defense. They almost lost that game last week, if you will, but ultimately came out and won the game. The Saints are without Drew Brees, guys. I don't remember the last time Drew Brees didn't play in a game, to be honest with you, and for that matter alone, I have to pick this. I have to pick the Seahawks. That would just be insane not to pick them. If they were playing Drew Brees and he was playing in this game, I would probably give it to the Saints. I mean, this would be a shootout game, but Seahawks in this win for me, or Seahawks in this one for me, man. And like I said, T-Ball, he picked the Saints in this one, so we'll see what happens. Like I said, we have lots of different picks. Next game. The next game is Texans at Chargers, both 1-1, coming off tough losses last week. Chargers lost to the Lions. Are you kidding me? Texans actually won, my fault. They barely won against the Jags last week, 13-12 on a pretty stinker game. Texans have allowed 4+ sacks in 8 consecutive games. And if anybody watches any of those Texans games, you know Deshaun Watson gets fucking sacked or pressured constantly. T-Ball has the Chargers winning this game. I actually picked the Texans on the road here. I think the Texans if the Chargers can't beat the Lions, and I don't think the Lions are at all as good as either one of these teams, the Texans or the Chargers, I think the Texans can come in here and still win at home against the Chargers, just like that. Yeah. I mean, that's just how I see it in this game. That's how I picked it. I know the Chargers are going to get after it on defense. They always do. They got a pretty solid defense. Last week it looked pretty weak. Let Kenny Galladay just go all up the field for that big-time touchdown pass right over the middle. But this week I think the Texans are going to get it done. Put me down for the Texans and put T-Ball down for the Chargers. 2 more games to go, guys. Rams at Browns. This was one of the hardest picks for me to make. Especially with the Rams shutting down the Saints last week. But, like I said, that was a Drew Brees-less Saints team because he only played just a short time before they lost. And sad news for the tight end Njoku, David Njoku for the Browns. He is out for the year with a broken wrist. That is huge loss for this offense of the Browns, my second favorite team in the league since last year, if you remember following our podcast from last week. This is the first Sunday night game in Cleveland since 2008. This is going to be a primetime game. It's kind of crazy. It's the Rams at Browns in a primetime Sunday night game. But I truly believe the Browns can come in here and sneak out a win. I feel like, I don't know why I have this feeling. Baker Mayfield's going to play very well against the Rams because he usually does. He plays very well against really good defenses, and then he kind of sucks, if you will, at times versus really bad defenses. It's kind of not the way you see it, the way it should go down. T-Ball did pick the Rams. I see why you did. Rams are solid pick, man. I'm going to have to go against you, though. Like I said, I'm going to go the Browns this week. They're going to give the Rams their first loss. Let's keep it rolling to the Monday night football game. Now, this last game, not a real fun Monday night game, to be honest with you. It just doesn't seem like a very good game. It's 2 NFC teams. We're talking about the Bears coming off of a sneaky last-second field goal to literally last 1 second of the game to beat the Denver Broncos, which they should have ultimately lost that game to the Broncos last week because they did run out of time before they called it their last timeout. But things happen. The Bears are playing the Redskins. Redskins are 0-2. I had a little better feeling for the Redskins early on in the season, and now they just don't look too great. They're 0-2. They're at home. The Redskins have won 7 straight games versus the Bears. Keep that in mind. T-Ball has the Bears, but I have to go the opposite way. I got to go with the Redskins. I just feel like they're finally going to get their win. The Bears, like I said, are just not that good of a team. We held them to 3 points. The Green Bay Packers did. Last week, they skated by, literally by last-second field goal against the Broncos, like I previously said. And I just think the Redskins can finally come in here and get a win. They just have to, okay? And I have lots of hope for them. I'm pulling for them. Obviously, I hate the Chicago Bears, and I really want the Redskins to get this win. Other than that, that's the only reason why I picked the Redskins in this win. And T-Ball picked the Bears. I think he's got a smart choice there. They'll probably ultimately win that game, and I'll lose this Monday night pick, but that's okay. And this is our show. Like I said, T-Ball was not here, had some family things to go do. We love him. Hey, man, more power to you, like I said. Got your picks in, so we're good. I hope you guys like the picks. Maybe if you guys differ from any of these, let me know, especially on Facebook where I post all these things, and a lot of you do watch football that I know, and Twitter, and obviously on YouTube. But thanks for watching, guys. Like I said before, if you like this video, hit the like button down there, hit the notification button to get notified. For me, I'm Mr. Bradley, and like I said, T-Ball was not here with us, but let's give him a round of applause, and thanks for tuning in, and have a great day.